Hi everyone, this week's Parsha is Parshat Emor. It's a packed Parsha, really a lot going on through talking about different holidays and objectives for the Kohanim to do in their service. A lot going on. Toward the end of this week's Parsha, there's a very interesting verse, an interesting pasuk that says B'yom Shabbat, B'yom Shabbat, right? A double language, which we've spoken about a lot in the past. What does it say on Shabbat? We should go and put out the showbreads, the lechem apanim, in front of God. And I came across this verse, and I was thinking about it. What is the purpose of emphasizing that we put out the showbreads on Shabbat? So much so that the Torah has to use extra words to say so, to repeat, B'yom Shabbat, B'yom Shabbat. What's going on here? So I was taking a look at a number of different Mefarshim commentaries on this verse to understand really what was going on here. And I came across Rav Hirsch, who really gives an excellent, a beautiful idea to explain what's going on here. So Rav Hirsch explains that, well, what does bread really represent, right? In terms of a physical perspective, bread represents sustenance. It physically sustains us. Bread is a staple in all diets, right? It's good for you in moderation. It keeps you healthy. And that being said, it also represents parnasa, right? Our livelihood, our well-being, enough to show that we have enough physical monetary sustenance to purchase the bread. And on the flip side, what does Shabbat signify? Shabbat signifies a time where we kind of hand in the keys to the car to Hashem, and we say that Hashem, you run the world, right? Hashem always holds the keys in essence. And really combining these two ideas, the lechem apanim, these showbreads, become a focal point of our Shabbat experience. The fact that we could come and say and acknowledge that we're not the ones that obviously we have to put an effort to reach our sustenance, to reach our livelihood, but we're not the ones that control that. Hashem is really the one who controls it. And that's what's really embodied with putting out the lechem apanim, these showbreads on Shabbos. Now, very interestingly, these showbreads were put out every Shabbos, and they weren't replaced until the following Shabbos. Why? Because they've stayed fresh all week long. So to strengthen the idea even more, right? It shouldn't just be a realization that every Shabbos we acknowledge that Hashem runs the world and runs our livelihood, but actually, with the lechem apanim showbread staying fresh all week, it should be even more of a conscious reminder for us to say that even throughout the entire week, we should have this in mind, that yes, we have to put in our, the actual effort of us going out and doing it, but it's really Hashem running the show. So I think that was a sufficient, nice answer for me in order to figure out why the Torah would use extra words, B'yom Shabbat here, that we should put out these showbreads. And my bracha to everyone this week is that maybe we could take this idea that, right, it's a very large idea that God runs the world, but maybe we could start with something like lechem apanim, the showbreads, to really represent our sustenance, our well-being, our livelihood, and take that into the week to come. And with that, I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom.